And Democratic challenger Joe Biden both making their case for the office in two town halls tonight.
Yeah, as Dana shared here. And joining us now with more on the race for the White House, Washington Post White House editor Dave Clark. Dave, we talked about the challenge of trying to cover both of these town halls that happened simultaneously. Let's start with the Trump appearance tonight. Tell us what you made of the way he handled himself under some pretty tough questioning.
You know, I think it wasn't as contentious, obviously, as this one-on-one debate with Joe Biden. It was somewhat similar to a earlier town hall he did with ABC. But, you know, he was asked some pretty tough questions about his handling of the pandemic and also the handling of his own personal health situation. He wasn't very clear about whether or not he had actually had a COVID test before going to the last debate. Again, there's a little bit of a contentious back and forth over whether he condemned white supremacy. He said he would, but he has a tendency to quickly turn that into why Joe Biden isn't condemning Antifa. But, you know, a lot of the town hall participants had good, sharp questions for the president on DACA and other topics. So, you know, it was contentious, but I think any event with President Trump that's moderated by a member of the press is going to be. But you know, I thought there were some interesting answers in there.
Well, Dave, what was the upshot of having dueling town halls at the same time? I mean, what was the point of it? What came out of it?
Yeah, you know, I think that's a big question, one that's being bandied about. I mean, I'm not sure how it serves the voters to have two competing town halls. I mean, you know, it's hard enough for people like myself who are employed to do it, to watch both of them. Mm-hmm. But what type of voter is going to TiVo one of these and go back and watch it? You know, watch one live, watch one on recording. Maybe they will. But, you know, it all starts from the fact that the Presidential Commission had to cancel the town hall debate with both Biden and Trump because the Trump campaign would not agree to some public health stipulations. So then we had this kind of situation where Joe Biden got an offer from ABC. He took it. Then Trump went to NBC to try to get a competing offer. And then the result is we had competing town halls, which I don't know that many voters are going to get a chance to watch both. So maybe they watch whoever they either like more or whom they thought would help them make the best decision about how to vote.
David, just a few seconds that we have left. Can you talk about how you thought Biden did and what you thought was the real takeaway here? Was it the fact that he said he would come out with a stance on packing the Supreme Court before the election?
Yeah, I think that was the news here. He's been very evasive on that. And at one point it said, I'm not going to answer the question. You know, you guys will just make headlines on it. But obviously it's an important public policy question that he should answer. So I thought the fact that he said he would give an answer before the election, and he seemed to be at least open to the idea of doing it. He says he's not a fan of it, but he left that door open. So, you know, when he's going to give that answer, we'll see. But he did say it would be before the election.
All right. Dave from the Washington Post, thank you very much for your attention and your insight tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.